Steve Addazio makes his first radio appearance in the Philadelphia market since leaving Philadelphia for Boston College and taking over the new head coaching job. This is Zach Gelb, WHIP, Philly's #1 college radio station. Now let's welcome in the new head football coach at Boston College, and that's Steve Addazio. Coach, congratulations. How are you?
I'm great. How you doing, Zach?
Well, I'm doing all right. You know, it's very tough with what happened a week ago in your home state of Connecticut to this day, and you have 20 kids that are never going to be able to go through childhood, and you have 6 teachers who work diligently to get to their position in Newtown, Connecticut. And I know from a man that loves Connecticut and is from there, you just must be feeling extra, saddened on a day like this.
Yeah, it's very sad, and it's just such a tragedy, and just really hard to comprehend.
Did you know anyone that lived in Newtown, or have you talked to anyone in your community growing up in Connecticut, and what they have to say about this?
Well, all the people that I know that have, whether they just are residents of the state of Connecticut or have, closer relationships, are devastated, and it's just one of those things that obviously is just hard to get your arms around, and it's an awful thing, and our thoughts and our prayers are just out with everybody.
Zach Gelb here, WHIP, Philly's #1 college radio station, talking to the new head football coach at Boston College, and that's Steve Addazio. Coach, let's get to some football. Temple names their next head coach to precede you in this whole process since you went to BC. He was on your staff, and Matt Rule. What do you think about Matt Rule and the hire at Temple University?
I just think it's a great hire. Obviously, Matt's the guy that I was hoping would get the job. I think that he's obviously has a great love for Temple. He knows Temple. He's been there through the complete rebuilding process of Temple, through Coach Golden's staff, through my staff. Went ahead and last year and got some pro experience, which I'm sure will help him. He's got a great rapport with the high school coaches, and from a recruiting standpoint, he's got a great experience level. He's got energy, and I just think he's going to do a fabulous job.
Do you think Temple University is heading in the right direction after seeing what happened with Al Golden and your work there? Are they heading in the right direction under Matt Rule?
There's absolutely no question in my mind that, all you can do when you go is you try to make a place, better, and if you leave it, better for the next person. Al certainly did that for me, and I feel like I did that for Matt, and Matt's got a great opportunity in front of him. We had a very young football team, but a very talented football team, and I'm very confident that next year you'll have a football team that will be a bowl-eligible football team with great structure, great discipline, and now, of course, a beautiful new facility that's completely finished, state-of-the-art, and I just think that Temple is set for just a tremendous future.
What factored into you leaving Temple University, and was it tough to leave a university where you're trying to put them back on the map?
I loved it there, and it was very difficult, and these are always hard decisions. Not everyone's ever going to understand or be happy with every decision, but I love Temple. And I'm so thrilled that Matt is the head coach for the continuity and for the future. This was an opportunity for me to bring me closer to home, to a place that I always had a desire to be at. And there's a whole lot of other reasons involving my family, but great opportunity here. But I'll always have great memories and a great feeling, obviously, for Temple.
You guys had a lot of success in the MAC, and then you went to the Big East. And for a new season and a new team in the Big East, 2 wins was a good accomplishment, especially that win over USF and UConn. And I know you must have been real pumped up over that UConn victory. But seeing all those teams that leave the Big East and, all like the Boise States and San Diego States, did that factor into your decision of leaving Temple University, the fact that the Big East isn't what it once was?
No. I came here because of Boston College. And, obviously, where the school is located, the mission of the school, the fact that, our Catholic faith is very important to my family, and there's a whole host of reasons. But, no, it was not based on, conference affiliations and all those other things, no.
We're talking to Steve Addazio. And, Steve, what are your plans for Boston College football with you as the head coach?
Well, obviously I'm coming in here. I need to hire, bring in a staff and develop our football program, and I want to bring in, some high energy. I want to bring in. Obviously, we want to really get after our recruiting, and we want to develop our players, and that starts with the off-season program here when the student athletes come back here in January. And so, our expectation is to build a tough team, an energetic team, a team that plays hard, a team that's going to compete for championships. So those are all the expectations, and we'll go. We've already started, obviously, the whole process of recruiting, of developing, of organizing, and all the things that go into what I just said.
I know you brought in 4 guys this week on your staff, 2 of them being Ryan Day and Don Brown. What do those 2 guys bring to your team?
Well, obviously, Ryan is a guy that I've got a close relationship with. He was here at Boston College before and came with me to Temple, and so I'm very comfortable and very excited about Ryan. Ryan's one of the really great young minds in college football, so we're very well aligned together. Don Brown I've known for years. He's a New England guy. He's been a head coach at Plymouth State, a head coach at Northeastern, a head coach at UMass. He's been a coordinator at Yale, a coordinator at Maryland, a coordinator at Connecticut, which had one of the top-ranked defenses in the Big East and nationally. So you got a perfect fit with Don, a Northeast guy like Ryan that has great experience, and so really excited about Don Brown.
You're the new boss in town. How do you plan to connect with your current group of players, and do you feel like a connection has already been made between the coach to the players?
Well, obviously, I've had a chance to meet with the team, meet with the seniors. My connection with them has been limited because as soon as you get here, you're on the road recruiting, and then the players are heading home for the holidays. But I've had a chance to meet with a number of them. But that's an ongoing process that will be ignited, obviously, once they get back in town here to start the spring semester.
The new head football coach at BC, Steve Addazio, he joins us right now. Zach Gelb here with you on WHIP, Philly's #1 college radio station. I know you can recruit. I know you know the Northeast area very well. Let's say if a recruit comes to you and he says, I'm thinking about another few schools. Why should I come to Boston College? What do you say?
Well, obviously, Boston College is a premier university. It's a elite degree. It's got a national reputation academically. It sits, obviously right in Boston, which is one of the top cities. It's a college town with many different universities here. We're in the ACC, the Atlantic Coast Conference, has a bid into the BCS Bowls, and it's a new program with a new beginning and a great opportunity to come in on the ground floor, on the front end. So those are some of the things you talk about.
Tradition as well. Doug Flutie, Matt Ryan, Hasselbeck, B.J. Raji, Bill Romanowski, some of those players play there. How easy is it to sell the tradition of Boston College and show some pretty good NFL players to some of these recruits?
Well, that's a good point. I mean, there's been a great history here, great history in terms of wins, and also a great history in terms of players. And there's some phenomenal players scattered throughout the NFL that are retired now and also active now. Luke Kuechly, one of the obviously one of the premier linebackers in the NFL. Just Matt Ryan, one of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL. We've had a history of first-round draft picks at every position, a deep tradition in offensive linemen. So, I mean, there's a lot of great things here to discuss and to talk about. It's just it's all in front of us.
One thing I always loved covering your football team was your energy and passion. And 2 instances, personal instances for me that I remember, was after that USF game. I asked you a question, and you were just so fired up against the victory. I looked at my cell phone for 2 seconds, and your voice just started to raise. That was great stuff. And then I remember when we were in that little shed at Army, and this was after you had the victory. I think Montel Harris is still rushing for, a touchdown. And you walked into that room, and you were just absolutely so fired up. You patted me on the shoulder, and I'm 6'4". I'm a big guy. I thought you broke my shoulder that day. Is BC ready for your passion?
Well, BC is a passionate place itself, so I'm sure they absolutely are. And this is an alignment, a marriage, if you will, here. And I know that Boston College wants passion and wants that here, and that's what I'm all about. So it'll be a good match.
Coach, final one here right before we let you go as we're talking to Steve Addazio, the new head football coach at Boston College. You came to Temple University. You said how you were committed for the future and how this was really a job that you always wanted. And then when you went to Boston College, you said some similar stuff in your introductory press conference. I'm just curious, this time around, why should the BC folks believe you that you're going to stick around for Boston College for the future and not just take a new job in 2 years?
Well, I mean, the bottom line is this, okay? I wanted, Temple was a great opportunity for me, and it got me back to the Northeast, and I loved every minute that I was there, okay? And then I had an opportunity to come to the Atlantic Coast Conference to Boston College, which is in New England, which is, closer to my home. And, that's important to me. I'm very close to my family, to my brother, to my brother-in-laws and sister-in-laws, and my mother-in-law, and my kids. So this was an opportunity to get closer to home, to be at a place that when I was in college, I mean, I used to drive up here to watch the Holy Cross Boston College game. This was a place that I had always in my career wanted to be. I mean, I think that, when you go through all this stuff, I came into Temple. I mean, I couldn't have been more grateful and more thrilled to be there. I mean, I don't know what else anybody expects than that. I mean, that's what it was, and it was genuine. And then this opportunity came, and all you can do, just like you will do, you work as hard as you can, and if opportunities present themselves, you evaluate them, and you do whatever you think is in the best interest for your family, for yourself, and that's what everyone does. And that's it. And my whole thing is just work as hard as you can, and go as hard as you can, and it all works out great. You say, well, why will you stay here? Why is that it? Because this is where I want to be, and this is as close to my home as I can be at a beautiful, beautiful university, which has a lot of things in their mission statement that are really aligned with myself, my values, my family values, and an opportunity that I really wanted to have. So I'm here. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm grateful to Temple. I have great memories of Temple. Was it hard to leave? Absolutely it was. It always is. But I just think, that's what you wish the best for people, and you hope they give you everything they have, and that's what I've done, and I wish the best for Temple University.
Coach, before we let you go, this is my first year covering the Temple football team, and you made it a thrill. You were always very kind to me whenever I needed a player or a coach, even before a Penn State game or USF for homecoming. You always came through, so I appreciate the time. I'll ever be grateful for you. Congratulations, and best of luck at BC.
Thanks a lot, Zach. I appreciate that, and you have a great holiday season.
You too. Steve Addazio, the new head football coach at Boston College. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back to wrap things up right after these short messages.